Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Triple Threat Comics YouTube channel. I'm your host, Ian Miller. Tonight we have a very great guest with us. She's the writer and creator of Boston Metaphysical Society, and she's coming here with her second volume on Kickstarter. Please welcome Madeleine Holly Rosen.
Thank you, Ian, for having me on the show. I really appreciate it. Excuse the t-shirt. It's still broiling hot here in Southern California.
It's all right. It's all right. Uh, as you can see, I'm also dressed comfortably here.
Yeah.
But I'm grateful for you to come on the show. I'm very grateful for it.
Well, I thank you very much for having me on.
Of course. So why don't we actually get started and actually, if you can, very briefly talk about yourself and tell us what you do.
Sure. For those of you who have never heard of Boston Metaphysical Society, I'm the writer-creator, and the story's about an ex-Pinkerton detective, a spirit photographer, and a genius scientist who battles supernatural forces in late 1800s Boston. We started with a 6-issue miniseries about 10 years ago now, with art by Emily Hugh. And that's gone through a lot of iterations. And earlier this year, we did our first hardback for Volume 1, which also included a new bonus story and a new special edition trade paperback. We then did 4 standalone sequels with art by Gwen Tavares. And we did originally put that into a trade paperback of Volume 2, but people kept yammering at me as like, well, we have a hardback of Volume 1, we need a hardback of Volume 2. So what am I going to do? So we are currently running a Kickstarter for the hardback of Volume 2 and also a special edition trade paperback, which also consists of new pinup art and a brand new 10-page short with art by Claudia Balboni. So I always try to add something new to every trade that you can't find anywhere else. So it's unique to that. What was fun about the short 10-pager that Claudia did for me, it's called The Ghost Collector, and I don't want to give any spoilers, but one of the elements is there is a steampunk mechanical owl, and I was working on trying to get a plushie of that to have for this Kickstarter. Unfortunately, it will not be ready. I'm going, damn. I was like, damn. It was going to be adorably cute, so we will save that for later. In fact, I really liked this story and I knew I could expand on it, so I might turn it into a novella later on.
Okay.
and run like a short little Kickstarter for that, and either I'll have the plushie for that or for our next Kickstarter. It'll eventually appear. Just not when I wanted it to.
Unfortunately, that happens, but the fact that you still want to do it, has to be exciting for you guys, especially hardcore fans.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out for the next run.
Yeah. No, yeah. No, it's going to be adorable, but yeah. These things just take time, and yeah. Wasn't going to happen. Oh well.
So how did you come up with the concept of this story?
Well, it was originally a TV pilot that I wrote when I was at UCLA Film School. I was in the MFA program over there a long time ago. And it originally started as just a period detective piece that I called 1900 Detective Agency, where we have a male and female partner. And a friend of mine suggested that I develop it in a steampunk world because it was at the right time period. It was the late 1800s.
Yeah.
And I had heard of steampunk, didn't know a lot about it at the time. So I did research and decided that he was absolutely correct. And so I redeveloped it, knew it needed a new title, And I really worked that title over quite a bit because I wanted a title that evoked the time period,
Hmm.
like almost immediately. And I mean, I use the term metaphysical in the sense that they used it in the late 1800s to denote the supernatural or the paranormal. Unlike today, where it's more of a philosophy.
Yeah.
Um, and society was a term, very common term back then for a club or an agency or, a group of people working together. And I literally had columns of names and then I was like doing circles and pointing. And then I just looked and it was like Circle Boston Metaphysical Society. I said, that's perfect, but the URL is going to be a monster. But there was no way to get around that, so I just stuck with it, and it's served me well. So I'm very happy with the title.
Well, it's a catchy title. It catches the eye right away, which is a great thing. Especially when you have projects like this, especially period projects. You're always looking for something new and exciting. But from what I've seen, for the Kickstarter, it is exciting.
Yeah, we've I mean everyone's had a good time who's worked on it. Um, Gwen, who did the 4 sequels that are in Volume 2, did a tremendous job, and in fact, she's doing a variant cover for Pikes Peak when we get back to that. Uh, the only reason we're not working together is that at the time when we finished the last one, the last of the 4 sequels, the Book of Demons, she, I think, had just had her second baby and had 2 children under the age of 3.
Ah,
So she had no time. And then we were like hitting the pandemic, and yeah, it just wasn't going to happen. And so we chat every once in a while. She's great. She's an American who lives in France with her husband, and but she's able to get do a few things to sneak things in on the sides of her schedule. But yeah, she's fabulous. Um, and as has been all the artists I've worked with. So I've been very happy with all of them.
I always like hearing that because it really is a team effort, to come up with comics like yours. And when you surround yourself with the best people, it all comes out okay.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. And another nice thing about the Volume 2 hardback is it will contain pinup art that probably most people have never seen.
Oh,
Unless you've been with me since the very beginning. I mean, the very, very beginning, you've probably never seen any of this, which is a lot of fun to include it in, the nice hardback.
yeah.
And volume 1 came out so beautifully. I don't have you seen it? I don't know if you've seen it. We were able to do a beautiful ribbon and foil embossing, and it turned out great.
I was only told about it. I hadn't seen it, but this sounds great.
Yeah, so hopefully I am cautiously optimistic that we will reach the stretch goal to also get foil on this one as well. The printer I work with is also, she's terrific. She literally sends me little videos of the foil,
Yeah.
reflecting, so I can, because she's in Chicago and I'm in LA, so I'm not going to see them. So I can actually tell, like, you know, what's kind of iridescent, what's not, and the color. And so, that's pretty cool that your printer goes to that effort to make little videos to send you to make something look, beautiful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I want to make sure that you get the best of your product.
Yeah. I mean, because I'm of the opinion that anything that has my name on it has to look great. Absolutely. And same thing with the cover for Volume 2, which was done by Claudia Ianciello. I believe that's how she pronounces her name.
Mhm.
Forgive me if Claudia, if I've killed your name. Uh, I mean, she did some great work for Charlie Stickney over at White Ash Comics, and I saw it, and so I reached out to him for contact information, and she just did a fantastic job.
On that note, why don't we show them the Kickstarter so we can see the cover?
Okay, okay,
Okay. So you've already reached your goal, obviously. It's currently at 15,574. Very impressive. 360 backers, and you got 24 days to go.
yes,
Let's see if we can help raise those numbers up, shall we?
that works for me.
Yeah. Oh,
So yeah, that's the full cover there. And so
you
you can imagine how, we'd have, if we make the stretch goal of, the metaphysical will have like a iridescent hunter green, and then we have the silver on the Boston, the society, that will look really cool. That's my plan anyway.
it's a great plan. I would try to follow through with it. But this is a beautiful cover. Wow.
Yeah, and it really captures who the characters are. And then
Yeah.
we have some sample art from Gwen. And what we do have special for this campaign, as you scroll down, is that's the mock-up of our Art Deco style metal owl bookmark with a copper finish. Alejandro Lee designed that for me. He's actually designed all my bookmarks and metal business cards,
Wow. This is
and they come out great.
I can imagine. I kind of want one right now.
And as you scroll down, those are the 4 standalone stories that will be included, including the covers.
Wow.
And then you get the 3 sample pages.
This is magnificent.
Yeah, this is from The Scourge of the Mechanical Man. It's a Granville Woods and Tesla story. I really wanted to put those 2 guys in a room together, and as characters. And if you don't know, Granville T. Woods, who's part of the Boston Metaphysical Society team, is a historical figure himself. He lived in the same time period as Tesla and Edison. And a fun story about him, he sued Edison for stealing some of his patents because, we know Edison didn't do any of that. But Granville won, interestingly enough. And Edison offered him a job, which he refused, and started his own business in upstate New York. He's originally from Ohio, but I brought him to Boston because I'm the writer and I can do that.
Exactly. You could have visited Boston for a trip. It could have
That's
happened.
right. Absolutely. And he could have stayed. Why not?
Yeah. That's what I love about this type of story, especially when you're dealing with historical figures. You could say, this could have taken place during this year and this year. They could have seen these people.
Yeah. No, it's entirely possible. And then this is the first page of The Ghost Collector, art by Claudia Balboni.
Wow.
And coloring by Warnia Sahade. Hopefully I'm not killing her name as well.
I'm sure you're not. But if you are, we apologize. Lovely line art. Very lovely.
Yeah. Yeah. She did a great job. And of course, this is the image of the volume 1, which we did earlier this year.
Wow.
And some of the rewards. There's a Storm of Secrets is a prequel novel to the graphic novels, and Prelude is an anthology of short stories and novellas, and is also a prequel to the graphic novels.
Now this I really like because, especially with prequel novels, because you get to learn more of the backstory behind gonna happen
Yes.
in the graphic novel. So, yeah,
Yeah,
I
what's
think
nice,
it's
well,
original.
the novel starts 5 years before the graphic novels and the creation of the team that people know in the graphic novels, because I wanted to tell the story of Elizabeth Wellsmore Hunter. And yes, she was Samuel's wife. And in the anthology, the stories range anywhere from 5 years to 30 years before the start of volume one. And so, yeah, there's some origin stories of like Samuel and Granville's first case together, what set Caitlin, our medium and spirit photographer, on her path. And I have fun also digging into some of the supporting characters who you meet at various times throughout the series.
Yeah, it's exciting. Now, what's this?
That is the audio drama. During COVID, a friend of mine convinced me that you should do an audio drama, and she was right. There's Eddie Louise and Chip Michael, who very successfully wrote and produced their own audio drama for 4 years, and uh, I brought them on as um, she was my script editor, and he was our audio engineer and our director. I mean, Chip carried many hats. He was amazing. Um, it's a story that takes place roughly during the time of volume one. I kind of like sneak it in there. It's like, yeah, sure, it's in there somewhere. And it was it was a lot of work to produce. I did produce it, and for anyone who thinks producing is glamorous, they have no idea what they're talking about. It's a lot of scheduling and contracts and all that fun stuff. But the cast, we have a full cast, special effects. It's like your old time radio play. It's 4 hours long, plus there's commentary. And we have it available either as a digital download, a CD, or a cool flash drive that's shaped, it's like a business card.
I love
And
it.
yeah, and Gwen did the cover.
You see what you'd be getting, folks? This is what you would be getting if you, you know, contribute to this Kickstarter. All these great rewards.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of fun stuff. And that's the first two issues of Pike's Peak, which is our new series.
Wow.
Angela Wu is the artist, the cover artist.
Yeah, she does also great work.
Yeah. I spend a lot of time reviewing portfolios
I can see
because,
why.
I mean, there's a lot of tremendously good artists out there, but it's almost an unquantifiable thing that when I look to see if I think they can capture what Boston Metaphysical is. And not everyone can do that. I mean, they're fabulous, but they can't quite capture what I guess I see in my mind's eye. Or even I'll see art that's has nothing to do with period pieces or anything, but I'll see something in there that I'm like, they can get this. I know they can get this. And so yeah.
Okay. So we have this is
So
all the digital rewards.
yeah, we have digital rewards for everything. I'm myself am personally a big fan of digital rewards because I have no space for anything anymore. And so I understand. And also for the international backer, of course, shipping is expensive. There's no way around that, even though I do use discounted shipping. So yeah, the digital option is always good.
Yeah. So you have the Volume 2 Special Limited Edition digital for $12.
Yeah, because we're talking about a 174-page book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you have volumes 1 and 2 for $22 digital again. Very nice.
Hmm.
Now this is the Volume 2 Softback Limited Printed Edition for $25.
Yeah. And that includes domestic shipping.
Okay. Now we have a digital bundle. Okay.
Yeah, so that's just a comics only. Because I know that's what some people are just interested in, which is fair.
Yeah. And that's for $32. Then you have the special edition softback for Volume 2 with the Owl Metal bookmark.
Mm-hmm.
That's for $35. Yeah, that bookmark is just fantastic.
I'll tell Alejandro you said so.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and then I did a starter kit. This is something I've learned from doing cons, is people who are brand new to the series, and particularly those who like both prose and graphic novel. This way you can kind of get your fix of both. And between the two of them, you get the foundation for the entire series. So it's a nice thing
Yeah, absolutely.
and affordable.
Yes, very affordable. Okay, this is a hardback cover of the special edition Volume 2 for $40. Very nice.
Yeah,
Personally,
I'm
I always
afraid
get the hardcover.
Yeah, I'm afraid we're past the early bird specials. So, yeah, those ran out on Saturday.
Oh, that's a shame. Okay, digital bundle again, comics and prose. Very nice. For $42. So obviously you get volumes 1 and 2 and, Pikes Peaks, what issues 1 and 2, and the
One,
novel.
two. Yeah, the novel and the anthology.
Yeah. Volume 1 and 2 special edition softback for $50.
Plus the PDFs.
Very nice. Volume 2 special edition hardback with the Owl Metal bookmark plus the PDFs for $50. Very nice. And here we have the premium digital package.
Yeah, that is basically everything in digital from volume 1 and 2, the novel, the anthology, and the 2 issues of Pike's Peak, as well as all 8 episodes of the audio drama The Ghost Ship. So lots of entertainment.
Absolutely. And you can certainly listen to the audio drama in your car or wherever you're going to. And again, if you go on a train, just pull out the books, especially
Oh
anytime.
yeah. Yeah, and each episode is roughly 30 minutes long. So if you're at the gym and you want to do your cardio, you got your 30-minute cardio covered right there.
New to Boston softback, $65. Very nice. And obviously, this includes volumes 1 and 2, and of course, Pike's
Pike's
Peak.
Peak, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, for the hard working tradesfolk, for $72, this is U.S. shipping
That's
only.
yeah, that's for retailers.
Okay. Retailers, I would actually take note. Have this in your stores. Volumes 1 and 2, special edition hardbacks, $80, plus the PDFs.
Mhm.
And
And
these
then the new,
yeah,
the new to Boston again, but this time with the hardback instead of the softback.
I get both. I get both. Then we have the
And
Nothing But Books.
yeah, some people love the books, and this one also includes our coloring book.
Ooh, that's nice. Now, is that new to the Kickstarter?
No, we've had the coloring book for a while.
Okay.
but I have limited quantities, so I usually just add it to the Nothing But Books and to the All Things BMS.
All right. Which is this one, and you get for all this for $200.
Yep, you get the 2 hardbacks, physical copies of the novel, the anthology, Pikes Peak, our pin set, the CD, the flash drive that I told you about, the coloring book, and the PDFs, and 2 extra short stories in digital.
Oh. Interesting coin collection, this.
Yeah, well, those are lapel pins, and we probably won't have a new one until usually when I run a Kickstarter for a new series, there's a new pin. And I know people who have the complete collection since the very beginning, because after a while I kind of retire. I've retired a few. I think our very first one was of an owl, and that retired many, many years ago. So there's only a few people out there who have the owl.
Oh. I like this. I like this a lot. So obviously, this is a little bit about how you love writing the characters,
Yes.
and why
Yeah,
not every bunch?
talk about the background of the story and some of the themes. And some more fabulous artwork from Gwen.
Yeah.
And the money, of course, and people can also add on the bookmark if they want, because it's not part of every reward tier. So,
Yeah.
some people may want something else and then add on the reward tier. And we have a few limited leftover, shouldn't say leftover, of the dirigible bookmarks in stainless steel, copper, and brass. And then we also have our special detective business cards.
Ooh.
We just have a few of those left as well. These are in copper, brass, and a really cool black stainless steel, which turned out really well. They're a little bit larger. And the next one you can see a better view of the card. There's
Yeah.
actually a flash drive, a USB flash drive that you flip out, and you can put into your car, computer, whatever works for you.
Yeah.
A closer look at the lapel pins.
Who makes these?
Excuse me?
Who makes the pins? Who makes the pins?
Lapelpins.com. I've used them for probably about 10 years. They've been absolutely great. If there's been a screw up, they take care of it. And, there was one at one point, and they handled it beautifully, so they pretty much have my business forever.
That's good.
That's really how you determine how good a business is how they handle their screw ups. Because mistakes happen, and that's fine.
Yeah.
You just have to take care of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there was a gentleman for the volume 1 in Canada. I use Pirate Ship, which ships directly to the local post, which you probably know about. Most people in the comics do. Well, he sent me an email saying, like, I think you sent me the wrong thing. I'm like, that's really odd. And he got like a shirt and something. I don't have shirts. I don't have anything. All we can think of is that when it got to Canada, they swapped the labels. So someone got his graphic novel and he got someone else's shirt and some other tchotchke.
Oh.
And he said, when he told me this, I was actually at Rose City Comic Con when this happened. And I said, okay, let me dig into this. I'm not getting back until after the weekend, but I'll get into this when I get home. And I did, and figured out that yeah, they swapped it. Contacted pirate ship, and I was busy, and I just told him, I said, hey, I'm just shipping you a new one. It's coming. I'll get it out this week. And so he got it, and pirate ship actually handled it really well, and refunded me the shipping and everything when I sent him all the necessary paperwork. But yeah, no, pirate ship handled it well, but also, I mean, I didn't make him work for it. It's just like, oh, okay, this is a screw up that you can't do anything about, but I can. So here's your package, and he got it, and I believe he's already back volume 2, so he knows he's gonna get his stuff.
Yeah. And obviously, there's a brief description about the team here. The obviously the writer and the creator, and we have the artist and the letterer and another artist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Claudia, and you know, and just some pull quotes from folks who like the book.
Yeah. He even got a nomination.
Oh yeah, back in 2014, for the Geeky Awards when they still existed.
And obviously, you have plenty of coverage about this. Wow.
Yes. And so this was our first stretch goal, with 6 digital comics, which we've reached. So everyone who has pledged to a reward will receive these um, a couple weeks after the campaign ends.
Yes, and I recognize one of them because I know the writer and the artist as well. It's Mittens, the space pilot.
Oh, Greg, yeah,
Yeah.
he's great.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's fantastic.
Oh, yeah. No, he's great. And then we reached the goal for our Hunter Green satin bookmark to be included in the hardback version.
Wow.
And we're heading towards our third stretch goal, which is 6 more digital comics. And some of them are all ages, like Pup Van Winkle. Damn Tourist is too. That's a comedy. That's fun. The Surgeon. I really like The Surgeon. And and Broke Down, 4 Dead Bodies. Travis Gibb. I'm sure you know Travis. We all know Travis.
Absolutely. Okay, so
And
we got 24 days left,
yes.
and it ends on November 1st, I believe.
Correct.
Okay, so we gotta get those numbers up. We have more people backing it. So what are you waiting for, folks? The link's at the bottom of the screen. Just type it in or click on it, and then buy this amazing book. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun to do this series, and once Pike's Peak is done, I have an idea for at least one more 4-issue miniseries.
Mhm.
And then after that, I'll think about it, because I'm actually pulling together an entirely new, different series separate from this, which is still secret until we start on it. But yeah, Boston Metaphysical is what makes the engine run. So I do have other plans for it in prose. I have been working for years on a trilogy, prose trilogy called The House Wars. The first novel is done. I was 20,000 words into the second novel when, unfortunately, my father passed away last year. And being the executor, I yeah, I couldn't write for about 8 months because I was just too busy to do anything other than just try to, tread water.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm slowly getting back into writing. I've been able to do some shorts, obviously for both volume one and volume two, and some other things unrelated to Boston Metaphysical. And also, I'm doing a story for Lady Mechanica, which Joe is working on the art now. I think he might be finished with issue one. I suspect it'll be on Kickstarter next year sometime. So obviously I'll let people know when that goes live. It was a joy to work with them. And yeah, they kind of, working with them kind of convinced me to go back to the 4-issue miniseries model. Because, I'd done the 4 sequels, which was great. And, I like that as a model, but some of these stories I really just wanted to flush out and expand more. And I really needed at least 4 issues to do that.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've run into that problem where you're trying to like, well, should I do this as a one shot? Should I do it? I don't think I'll ever do a 6-issue miniseries like I did for my very first one, because that's like insane. And so yeah, I'm gonna try to keep it down to 4. It's a lot more manageable.
Well, yeah, you're talking to a guy who is actually doing 5 issues. So
Okay, that's not
originally,
too bad.
yeah, I planned for 4, but then I was like, the climax wasn't there, so it had to be bigger. So trust me, I understand. It has
Yeah,
to be right for
no,
the story.
yeah. Even some of the one shots became a little bit longer than I had originally anticipated because it needed that for the story,
Yeah,
um, and for the impact. But yeah, each of the 4 sequels that are in there. Well, like I mentioned before, the first one is Scourge the Mechanical Man, which features Granville and Tesla. The second one is Spirit of Rebellion, and that happens concurrently with Scourge, but it's Samuel and Caitlin in Philadelphia, so we get out of Boston for a little bit, and there they meet a number of people, and one is Alma Bryant, who's the African American woman you see there, who eventually becomes part of the team because of events that transpire. Once again, don't want to reveal too much.
yeah, we'd rather have you buy the books. Oh, but this is fantastic. Just from the conception and also just the themes and the fact that it's a period piece. I always love period pieces. So especially you know steampunk enthusiasts, you'll like this series.
Yeah, and for a writer, that time period is wonderful because you have social change, cultural change, technological change all happening at the same time. And as you know, a lot of people don't respond well to change. So if you have these 3 things going on at once, it makes it makes for good organic conflict
Yeah,
that doesn't include war.
yeah. It heightens the drama, but also ups the stakes. I feel.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Well, Madeline, I can't thank you enough for coming on here and introducing all my fans to Boston Metaphysical Society.
Well, thank you so much for having me on the show. I really appreciate it.
As of course, and all you folks out there, if you want to check out Boston Metaphysical Society, go to Kickstarter now. Buy Volume 2 if you have Volume already. But if you don't, go and buy the whole thing. Just go buy all the whole awards because it's just
Just the whole thing.
fantastic.
Just the
Yeah,
whole thing.
just buy the whole thing. It's fine.
It'll make it easy and it'll get you up to date.
Exactly. And if you don't have enough shelves on room in your shelves, just buy the digital copies.
Yes, big fan of digital.
Yeah, so check it out. Before we go, folks, as always, I like to plug in my own stuff here. So just give me a second. So, as always, my series, Conan Hunter issues 1 through 3, is available at indieplanet.com. My website, TurboThreatComics.com, is almost done. So, it's exciting to have that up and running finally. So, stay tuned for that news. So, this is issue 1 of the series. This is issue 2. And this is issue 3. I'm currently working on issue 4 right now. Hopefully, it'll be done just in time for Christmas. So keep an eye for that. And of course, there is my other line of t-shirt designs, as well as pillowcases, wall art, cell phone cases, the works. And this is for my Little Ian line at tpublic.com. So just type in Little Ian merch. You got t-shirts, top tanks, hoodies, crew neck sweatshirts, long sleeve t-shirts, baseball t-shirts, and ball caps. All of my Little Ian designs, as well as my Conan Hunter and Triple Threat Comics designs. And we just had a new one come out just in time for Halloween. And here it is. Little Ian Surviving Trick-or-Treaters.
That's cute.
Thank you. So check it out. And of course, check out Boston Metaphysical Society. All on Kickstarter. Well, I think that's going to be it for us. I'm Ian Miller, and this has been Triple Threat Comics YouTube channel. Have yourself a good night, folks.
Thank you.